Hey everybody, this is The Factor with the Eagle's Nest. I'm doing a little bit of a channel update and what to expect for my channel, I guess. So first and foremost, I'm looking at my calendar up here. Big news in the Axonauts YouTube community, as it were. Was it June 17th, another day that will live in infamy, and the reason being is because yours truly, The Factor, and the Big E are going to get together and we're going to do a little 1914 action. We're going to a buddy of mine. He's going to host it. So I don't know if me and Big E are going to be in opposite teams, but I believe Big E is bringing a friend, so I can only imagine that me and my friend, and then Big E and his friend are going to be on separate teams, I would assume. But we haven't really hashed that out. It's going to be a great day. We figured since me and Big E live so close to each other, literally less than 2 hours away, there's no reason why we can't get together. Hopefully this will be the first of many. Unless me and him end up completely hating each other, which I really assume is not going to happen. He seems like a really great guy just from watching his videos, and I've been in touch with him. He seems like a great guy. So at any rate, we haven't hashed out a whole lot of the details yet. We don't know what rule set we're really going to use yet. We're on a little bit of a time crunch because we're not going to be able to really get together until between 1 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And with it being Father's Day weekend, we can't stay all that terribly late. So we might do, I know there's tournament rules, and there's some rules that Jonathan Mayer, uses that typically tend to speed up the game, meaning infantry can typically move faster as long as we're moving into a contested zone. We're not going to get into all that now. That'll be awesome. It'll be amazing. I'm sure lives will be changed, all that good kind of stuff. But the other thing that's going to happen here is those of you that are watching my playthrough videos of the pickup game, the 1940 pickup game with me and Bro C3, it's pretty much coming to an end. I was confident this was going to happen the whole time, but of course, yours truly is probably going to win, me being the allies. And I say that only to make fun of Bro C3. I'm really pretty humble when it comes to games. I would just like to have fun. I really don't care if I win. But it appears as though it's a bad, dark day for the Axis. You know, of course, I guess weirder things have happened. Like those of you who watch my newest video, and I don't mean to spoil it for people, but I'm still angry. The fact that 3 bombers went down to AA fire. So worse things have happened, I guess, but it looks pretty close to the fact that the Allies are going to essentially pull through and win here. So with that said, I want to put the decision up to you guys who are watching here of what we play next. And what we'll probably do is I'll probably do a game off camera with Bro C3 to get some of the kinks ironed out, as it were, to make sure we both understand the rules. I mean, all Axonauts games are pretty similar, but you know, sometimes they're going to be a little different. So I'll probably play a game off camera to hash down some rules. And then we will go ahead and film that. I'm toying with filming the actual dice rolls this time. I'm also toying with doing battles in a kind of an artsy format, which I've talked about before on the channel, meaning like still photographs of units leaving the battlefield kind of thing. I haven't really decided yet. I wouldn't mind doing that with a smaller game, not G40, because G40 takes so much time as it is. So to put more time into doing all that editing might be a little too much. But at any rate, so what I did today then, or what I'm going to do tonight, I should say, is I got all the box tops of all Axonauts games I have. I'm just going to briefly explain each one. And then leave it up to you guys, the awesome viewers that you are, and give me a vote on your edition you want to see played. Because there's a lot of G40 online. There's a little bit of classics in 1914, which, spoiler alert, you don't have, so it ain't gonna matter anyway. And that's really about it. I mean, there's some other versions that get played a little bit, but you don't see much at all, besides G40 really mainly. So, I mean, I have just about all of them as I'm looking down here. I guess I'll leave it up to you guys. So, without further ado, I'm gonna slide to the side here. I guess I'd give you my hand motion and slide to the side here. And then show you the box tops, explain a little bit, and kind of go from there. So here we go. All right, first and foremost here we have Granddaddy. Hey, the granddaddy. And that is Classic. This is a game that we all started on, obviously. I guess if you're the really hardcore fans, the one that was released in the UK or Australia, and then there's one released in the States before this one with cardboard chits and a paper map. I don't have that one. But essentially this was a rehash of that one with decent pieces and all that kind of jazz. So this is a global one, of course, but it's a lot less scope of 1940 global. It has 5 powers, not gajillion like 1940 has. So you have America, UK, and Russia, and then you have Japan and Germany. Those of you who watch this channel are probably familiar with this anyway. But we do have this option available. Next here, I have Revised, which was essentially a remake of the other one, but newer. This one introduced the artillery and destroyer units. A little more balanced. Classic was pretty unbalanced, but this one's a little more balanced, a little more in favor of both, not just one. So we do have this one too. Again, this is the same 5 powers, global kind of thing. Then I have this, which is the, I guess, coined the Kmart version of Axions. This is an Axions 1941. Now, zoom in here, you can actually see it says 1941. There's a lot of these that are made with the same style box that look essentially the same. This was the one that was put out in Kmart's, Walmart's, that kind of stuff to get business, or to get exposure for the game. Very downgraded version, I guess, of the rules. Still, it's actually still fun, still cool. For what it's worth, it was made for its purpose, and that was to get the mainstream board gamers or just families into the world of Action Allies. So again, the same 5 powers, a lot less pieces, a lot less money, a lot less options, really. But it's still there. It's still, I still haven't. I played it once, I guess, and I would like to play it again. So again, it's completely up to you guys. There's a few videos of this one, but not very many. Then we got the game that everybody knows I have, and that is Pacific 1940. So this is obviously the Pacific Theater of 1940. The game that you're watching now, except on the Pacific side, all the rules are essentially the same. They just change national objectives and victory conditions, basically. Some setups a little different. But we have that one, so I'm not going to go in depth with that because you're watching it right now, probably. All right, and then we have His Brother, Europe 1940. So again, same thing. Play through your scene, except for the Europe side. Again, different national objectives. Setups a little different with America, I believe. But again, same exact thing. But what you're watching now is only half. Now, again, if you guys want to see more G40, you know, obviously I have both. So if you say, hey, just play more of that, I'm cool with that too. So I do have that option. All right, and then we go into, these were the Pacific that isn't compatible with Europe. This is made after Classic, I believe. So I do have the Avalon Hill Pacific. I don't have a lot of the pieces for it. A buddy of mine who were going to his house said I could essentially have it because he took a couple of the Axonize versions and broke them up to use for the pieces for, it's called the War Game, which isn't made anymore. But he's really having any of the pieces for it. So I do have that version too. It has a lot different rules. Haven't really ever really played it. I just recently just kind of got it. Hey, I apologize that I had to break for a minute. Those of you that have kids realize that bedtime is never a definite time. I believe my kids would tell me they had malaria just so they could stay awake longer. But they're good now. So I was talking about this. Basically, I don't think I ever really played. Maybe I played it once a long time ago, and I really don't remember anything that happened. So I would definitely love giving these old ones a shot, just to get some plays. And I've not seen a video out there except for maybe an unboxing or maybe, hey, this is the game. But that's really about it. I've never seen a play through it all. And it's kind of my shtick, my thing, as it were. So there you go. And then Well, then I have Exxon's Europe. Again, pretty much the same deal. Um, I've never really seen a gameplay video of it. I don't think I've ever even played this one ever myself. Um, Kind of the same deal though. Don't really have a lot of the pieces, but I have all the pieces for global, so I'm just gonna use those. So here's some cool mechanics though. This introduced like convoy zones, which are a lot different than G40. Basically, they're worth money, and if you put they're controlled by the Allies, and if you put a German surface warship, then you take control of it, which you don't get money for it, but you deprive the Allies of that money. And then also, if Germany goes into the Middle East, nobody really owns those areas, but you take money away from the Allies, and the Allies as combined can decide who takes that money away. So that's kind of a cool mechanic to this one. But again, I haven't seen a gameplay video out there of it. No strategies, no nothing. Again, at best, an unboxing or a, hey, they made this game kind of video. That's really about it. Also, I don't have it here to show you, but I do have access to Anniversary Edition. A buddy of mine who gave me both these also has Anniversary Edition. He's definitely not going to give me Anniversary Edition because it's very, very expensive. But he's gracious enough to say, hey, listen, man, if people out there want to see it, I'll borrow it to you. You know, he's that kind of guy. You know, he would. He's nice enough to give me these, and he said, hey, listen, you want Anniversary Edition? I'll borrow it to you if that's what YouTube decides they want to see. So that's cool. Let's see, the other ones I got here, and these are all the theater games. That is D-Day. Again, this was somewhat, I guess, I don't want to say dumbed down because that's a bad term, but Axon is in a different vein, and all the three theater games I have, which are all of them, are like that. Axon has been in a different vein, meaning you don't spend money to get units with this one. You have charts that have units on them, and you roll a d6 or 2d6 in the case of the Germans, and you get that many units. So it's really a chance. The gameplay, it's gonna be kind of a weird thing to tape. Wow, that shows my age. Weird thing to video because it's not like broken down, and it's like the whole turn is there's cards you flip over and it tells you what to do, and it's the same every round. But I'm not going to go too much in depth of it unless you want to see it. But it's different in that aspect. So it's gonna be a little tricky to record without just being like a fly on the wall and just recording the whole thing, which I guess may or may not work. But I don't know if you want to see a 3-hour video. We do have that one though. I mean, I would very much love to tackle the videoing aspect of this one, and not to mention I've played this one a lot. For the longest time, I really only game with my brother Bro C3, and it was really just this kind of stuff is what he kind of likes. And it's pretty much a 2-player game. It is three-player technically, but you got the Germans and you got the British and the Americans. I guess the British also have the Canadians, but they're not really their own separate unit. They're put together. And this is just what it says. It's D-Day, you're storming Normandy. So it's definitely, in my opinion, I still like it, but it's different. It's definitely different. And again, I don't see any out there gameplay stuff. I believe Hunter Jones just did like an unboxing kind of thing. Forgive me, buddy, I didn't watch it yet, so I don't know if he did or not. I think he did though. I'm gonna watch it though, I promise. But anyway, he I believe just recently did an unboxing, but again, there's not really a whole lot out there for these. So it'd be cool for me to do any of these that aren't out there. I'm definitely game for whatever you guys want to see, and really I'm game for anything. So, all right, so I got that one. Then we got Battle of the Bulge. And this is just what it says, the Battle in the Ardennes Forest. I guess it's not just the Ardennes Forest, but mainly. If not, I'm putting my foot in my mouth. I think it is, but maybe not. Anyway, it's the Germans pushing through the front line of the Allies and making a bulge, hence Battle of the Bulge. But way different than other Axis Allies games. First of all, it uses D12s, which is way different. Normally it's D6s. But you can only fight on like the front line. So the board is nothing but hexes, and you essentially move the front line with markers. Um, Really cool. It deals with supply. Uh, in my opinion, a very, very good game. One of the better, if not the best, theater version of the game. Um, uh, Really, really fun. Again, kind of tricky to record, but again, I would love the challenge. Um, so yeah, if you guys want to see this out now, I believe Big E did a little segment on Battle of the Bulge. Again, sorry man, I didn't watch them yet. There's lots of content out there that I haven't gotten to yet, new and old. But other than that, I haven't really seen any out there. My good buddy, and I don't want to say his name online, so I don't know if he's weird about that or not. I personally don't want my actual name put there out online. Not that anybody's looking for me or gunning for me or anything weird, but you still want to open a can of weird worms that you might have. He who shall not be named. No, my buddy, meaning, who gave me those other two games and said, hey, you can borrow Anniversary. He already put in a request for this one. So I have 1 vote so far for Battle of the Bulge, and 0 obviously for everything else because nobody knows to tell yet. So, anybody else want to see another game, better get voting because there's already one for that one. All right, and the last one that I have to show you here is going to be the final theater one, and that is Guadalcanal. This is obviously the Battle of Guadalcanal. Again, really weird, weird as far as the Action Allies realm goes, meaning it's not your basic one. Oh, sorry, hold on. Boom, something I forgot about this one too, a little quick explanation. Again, you don't buy units in that one, that's why I was just trying to get with that one and realized I forgot. Don't buy units for this one. Again, they're on a chart and you get them in certain rounds for reinforcements. So, anyway, back on to what I was talking about. This one again. All right, and I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I was rambling and about pretty much nothing. So, again, like I said, I don't script these things. It's just all kind of coming off my brain, as it were. I think those are a little more entertaining instead of somebody's reading something to you. But I started to ramble about absolutely nothing. So, which does happen from time to time. So, this one, you do buy units. You buy supply again. It's a little different. But this one, the kind of cool thing is that it's victory points based, which is so is Battle of the Bulge, but you get victory points by controlling airfields and that kind of stuff. So a really neat idea. And then units move at different times, so it's not like you have like a movement phase and an attack phase, that kind of thing. So, you know, subs move at this time and destroyers move this time, and it's really weird in that aspect. And then they use a weird gimmicky thing that I don't really like, and I don't think anybody else really does, to be completely honest. Nothing against Mr. Harris. He's gave us many an hour of fantastic games. So I mean, he had to try something new. I get it. But it uses like a battle box. So you roll a bunch of D6s in this little box, and the box doesn't allow the dice to move one way, so they only kind of move a certain way. And you kind of shake it and then pull this tongue out, and the tongue has what you hit on it, which I think that aspect of it is kind of cool, so you don't pick and choose what units you destroy anymore. So it's left to chance, but it's just kind of gimmicky and weird. If this one gets voted on, which is absolutely fine, I might. There's some stuff out there that you roll dice and you essentially extrapolate what dice you roll versus what you hit instead of using the battle box thing. Because the battle box thing is just kind of weird and gimmicky. But again, he had to try something new. So this one in particular, though, is pretty much the least liked of all the theater games. The few times I've played it, it seems to be there's one decisive sea battle, and once that's over, the other side just kind of continues to beat on the other side into submission, basically. But it's definitely different. It's cool. It has some extra stuff you can do in it. I'm not going to go too much into it unless people want to see it. But again, with this one too, there's really nothing out there. I don't think I've even seen an unboxing of this one. All people say is, I don't like this one, but it's an Action Allies game. I believe I think the channel was Nerd Out with me, I think, who he just goes through the whole gamut of Action Allies games. And he's a giant enthusiast of all of them. The one he doesn't have is Global, or not Global, Anniversary Edition, sorry, because expensive. Um, but even he is like, I don't think he's ever even played it. So it doesn't get a whole lot of love out there at all. At some point in time, regardless of what you guys vote on, I want to get all these online at one point in time. Um, but at any rate, you don't ever see them, so I'm cool if you guys say, hey, let's see something new, something fresh. Let's put this one out there. So with that said, I'm going to give you until, what's the date today? I don't really know. I believe it's Monday, so it's the 5th. I'll give you guys until, we'll go Friday. We'll go the 9th to vote on it. I might throw an extension out there if you guys haven't really viewed it, which I understand. But I'd like to get this done quick so I can kind of get it. Not that the G40 game's going to end that quick, but I kind of want to wrap my head around it so I can making sure I know all the rules and really do all the behind the scenes stuff before we actually do it. So I can prepare, I guess, so to speak. Not that we prepare too much, but at the same time, it'd be nice for me to get some preparation time. Like for instance, we do Guadalcanal to find the different way of rolling dice besides using the battle box thing, and different get stuff together for the games. Make sure I know it, because the last thing I want to do is put a game out there that is wrong. So there you have it, I guess. I'm gonna do those of you who watched YG's videos, which, I mean, who hasn't, if you're into this kind of thing, right? But he's doing now, instead of doing a blah, blah, blah segment where he goes in depth to one YouTuber, he kind of does like a weekly, like, hey, this is what happened this week in X Dallas YouTube community, which I think is great, really great for him, because, I mean, come on, let's face it, if you're into this kind of thing, you've seen Cliffside Bunker, right? You've watched YG's videos. He's the man, as it were. I know people who are in the community would know that Detroit is essentially the Godfather, right? Because he's been there the longest, and I mean that guy is awesome, right? He's been there, seems like forever. He seems like a very humble, awesome dude. Good videos, really good painting, which I just don't have the time or really the passion or the need to really want to do it. But for those of you who do, X9 is the Garrison. Detroit is awesome at it. But at any rate, I digress. Going back to YG now. So he decided to do that for his channel, and probably good. I mean, he has close to, if not more than 3,000 subscribers by now. A lot of people see his stuff. So if a lot of people are seeing his stuff, then he can say, hey, listen, this week this person did this person did this. That would drum up stuff for the community, which again is a homage to how awesome he is, as far as he wants people to, if they come to him, great, but then go to these other people and see what they're doing this week. But I, however, am going to continue to do the in-depth versions. I already did the one where I made fun of Sire Blood. And I'll probably throw some comedy in there, just because it's the way I am. I'm not an insanely serious guy. I am, but not all the time. So I'll probably throw some comedy in there, but I'm not gonna like do a straight up spoof video of every single guy. I mean, maybe, I guess, what you want to see, cool. But I don't know who I'm gonna do next, but I'm gonna put one out there pretty soon. So keep an eye on the Cliffside Bunker for your weekly stuff. And if you want to see in-depth stuff, I'll try to get them out a little quicker. But with life being the way it is, I can't just crank these out all the time, because I have a family and a full-time job and all this other stuff, which I'm sure everybody else does too. So I'm going to put this stuff up for vote here. Hopefully I get some votes in by Friday, which would be, again, the 9th. If I don't, I'll let it go a little longer, because I want at least some participation, right? But I understand, again, if you really don't care and I just pick one, fantastic. As of this time, though, we got one vote so far for Battle of the Bulge. I guess I'll see what Bro C3 wants to do. He said, hey, listen, I don't care, I just want to play. But see if he picks one up too, and we can get some votes here. Speaking of that, of the G40 game. Me and Bro C3 may or may not be taking a little bit of a hiatus here. He's on vacation currently with his family. He got hurt though. He got into a four-wheeling accident, a little bit of a scuffle, as it were. He had a disagreement with a rock when he was driving, and the four-wheeler decided he didn't want. The four-wheeler decided he didn't want the four-wheeler did not want him on it anymore, so he flew off, went down a hill. He's okay, everything's fine. He's a little banged up. Four-wheeler's not so great. So I don't know what condition he's going to be in. I just found out literally maybe an hour and a half ago, 2 hours. But he's okay, he's fine. I'm sure I'll be making fun of him for it. But I don't know what condition he's going to be in, so I don't know if we're going to have to take a little bit of a break from this if he's not going to be up for, rolling dice and thinking if he's in too much of pain. Those of you who watched my very first playthrough video of G40, speaking of pain, I just got my wisdom teeth removed, so I was in quite a bit of pain during that day. So I'll make fun of him and make sure he plays regardless of how much pain he's in. Anyway, again, I joke. But after then, though, I'm going to focus a little bit more on getting some stuff done with the family. It is summer, so we go out, we do things more often. We go do family outings, that kind of jazz. Not that I'm not an outdoors kind of guy. If you would see below here, you could realize my physique actually shows that as well. But it's just, I don't like being hot, man. I work all day outside. I don't want to go and be hot. But I get it. The family wants to go outside and have fun, do things, and see nature, as it were, even though I'm in nature all day and want nothing to do with nature at all when I get home. But with that said, I'm a family man and I'm a father first before anything else. So I understand that when I go and do stuff, camping, all that kind of cool stuff that people do, right? So that is going to probably be a little bit of a hindrance on the whole YouTube thing. But I'm still going to get stuff out there, I promise. Just might not be as quick. So with that said, I know I put a end date, and I keep looking over here, an end date of the 9th for the vote. But again, if I have to put it out a little bit longer, it's really not that big of a deal because I don't think I'm going to get to that stuff that quick anyway. I just want to get it a feel and idea of what I got to learn and make sure I know the rules inside and out, and then have any player aids I need to print off and that kind of jazz for me and Bro C3 when we do play. So again, quick recap, June 17th, big day for me and Big E. We're finally going to meet. We're going to hang out. I'm sure I'm going to find out how awesome a guy he is. He's going to find out how awesome a person I am. We're going to do this, giant bro bond, as it were, and I'm sure everything's going to be great. So we're going to do that. I'm going to do some videos of that day. I was going to not do it because we don't have a whole lot of time, and I'm not going to do the same format because we don't have a whole lot of time. But I think when you get such a fantastic day, an awesome gathering of titans, as it were, together, I think I would be remiss not to video that and record that and show that. And I don't know if he's going to as well. By all means, if it's on both of our channels, fantastic. Probably not the same thing, hopefully. But even if he does want me to send him the video I did and put on his channel, that's fine too. But I don't really decide what I'm gonna do yet. I think I might do a like a playthrough, but when it's not my turn, just kind of describing what happened and showing the board as gameplay is occurring, just so we don't stop the gameplay because we're not going to have a whole lot of time. Excuse me, as it is. So we're doing that, and then again, any version you guys want me to play, let me know. I will be probably throwing out a video at some point in time. I should say at some point in time, of the customizations, as it were, that I have for G40, and that consists of me buying stuff from other things and putting them in there because they're not there, like money that doesn't come with, and industrial complex, what I was trying to think of, cardboard things. I hate those. So different stuff like that, different pieces I've used and where I got them from in case somebody wants to know. I think there's been so far one comment that asked where I got the neutral infantry from, but that was it. But even with that said, I'll probably do that at some point in time. I don't know when, but at some point in time. So that is going to be it for tonight. Anybody who is interested in this kind of thing, jump into it, have fun. Axonize is great. Get into our community. Our community is awesome. It's a collaboration of a bunch of great guys. It seems like I've personally talked to Big E. I've had some correspondence just through chatting on the videos with YG, General Hand Grenade, Sire Blood, Hunter Jones. All those guys seems great. They all seem great. So if please go watch their stuff. They all have great content out there. By all means, watch more of my stuff too while you're at it. But really great stuff coming out there as of late. General Hand Grenade finally got put some more videos out there. He's been getting a little bit of flack for a 2.5-hour video he did from naval combat, which God knows I couldn't have done a video for that long for naval combat, but it's really in depth and awesome. And he just had a video entitled "Why Watch a 2.5-hour Video Over Naval Combat." Go ahead and give that a watch. You'll figure out why. Really good stuff out there from the community as of recently. Not going to go into it because that's YG's thing. So just go to our channels. All you have to do is search Axe and Allies, and you'll find all kinds of stuff. So by all means, get out there, play some Axe and Allies games. Get on axeandallies.org, get in the community, dive right in. It's what I did, and I've never looked back so far. So catch you guys later. And if you don't see a video out before then, I guess I'll put a video out somewhere around the 17th, right? So talk to you later.